back to redirecting. Now finally we got some good news and all of this bad news that we've been getting back to back. I mean, it comes so fast you can't even get to it because it's just so much to process. But many of you all who heard the story of the young mother who had her 1-year-old ripped away from her, the child was also taken away from her. But anyway, we have some great news. She got her child back, and over $35,000 was raised for her on a GoFundMe campaign. I thought that was awesome. She was in a office trying to get funds or food stamps. I believe it was a food stamp office. And so she's obviously a mother who struggles financially. So this is going to be a huge injection into her living situation. So I'm going to read this little bit of an article, and then of course I have a few things to say afterward. It says, folks across the nation stepped up in a big way to help Jazmine Headley, the mother who had her child ripped from her arms by police during her shocking arrest at a benefits office last week. There was a GoFundMe campaign launched by Brooklyn Defender Services. Awesome. The organization assisting Headley has raised over $35,000 in donations in a matter of days, exceeding the initial goal of $25,000. The money will be used to help Headley, 23 years old, cover her son's child care and other expenses, allowing her to get back to the job and life that's waiting for her. The campaign reads. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It says a judge on Tuesday ordered Headley's release from jail at Rikers Island, where she spent 5 days following her arrest on Sunday. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez moved to dismiss the charges against her and said he was horrified by the violence depicted in the viral video at Headley's arrest. It is clear to me that this incident should have been handled differently, Gonzalez said Monday. The consequences this young woman and desperate mother has already suffered as a result of this arrest far outweighs any conduct that may have led to it. She and her baby have been traumatized. Absolutely, they have. Okay, the video from the incident showed officers at a Human Resources Administration office in Brooklyn wrestling Headley's 1-year-old son, Damon, from her arms. Witnesses said she was seated on the floor at the time, as there were no more chairs available in the packed office that day. The cops were called when Headley was asked to get up and refused. "They're hurting my son. They're hurting my son," she screamed while holding on tightly to the little boy. Now, if you all remember, they tried to say that she was the one causing the hurt to her son, saying that she was being reckless. No, but the police were pulling on her son, and she's holding on to her son. And when I first covered this story, I said that they were going to do that. I said they're going to try to accuse her of being the one who should have just let him go, right? So I'm glad in this case things turned out for this young sister, with them raising over $35,000 for her. That is nothing to sneeze at. With that amount of money, she can do a whole lot of things to help her situation and to make things just a little bit easier for her for a while. Now, I love stories like this because in this case, I mean, they were just, the punishment did not fit the crime. And so they seem to be very comfortable doing these types of things to our people. We see it constantly. But whenever we can get a jolt of good news, that is always great. Always good to hear something good come out of something so horrendous. Something so horrendous. But again, I am so grateful that things turned out for this young woman the way that it did. And that she and her child are going to get some much needed help. And, you know, this is a good story. This is really one of those stories that kind of make me think of the scripture that says all things work together for good. I know it's more to the scripture, but even though that was a rough situation she went through, it is working for her good at this point. And I'm glad to hear that she has her son back and that she can get on with her life now. And so this experience is yet another wake-up call for all of us, that in just living our lives, these kinds of things happen to us, and I'm so glad it went viral because it got much needed attention, so that the resolution for her story is what we all wanted to hear. Something good for a change. Okay, I'm sorry she had to go through this, but again, it was a learning experience for many people. And it shows yet again that this country is filled with this type of behavior towards so-called black people, you see. And so everyone is starting to shine the light on this, and it's a national embarrassment. It really is. But congratulations to this young lady. You got the victory in this. Okay, family, with that, I will say shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.